We are live.
It's time to leave America, y'all.
Time to get the hell out.
Not only is it time to leave America, it is time to stop depending upon white people to help us build community. Yeah, I said it. I said it and I meant it.
Wait a minute, didn't you get in trouble with Facebook behind that?
So, y'all know my father died a month and a half ago. And y'all know that I got kicked off of Facebook on Tuesday as I was trying to plan his memorial. Today, I logged in because I created his Facebook page. So I logged in as him. I deleted all cookies and cache and all of the stuff, right? And logged in as him and started thanking people again for, RSVPing and downloading their stuff and yada, yada, yada. And boom, you are banned from Facebook. Too much activity because, my dad has had dementia for the past 3 years. So his Facebook hasn't been dormant, but it's been semi-dormant. So I'm assuming that's why. But here's the thing, because they are so capitalistic, there is no one that I can call for recourse. No one I can call. No one I can call.
Nobody.
And one of the things that I thought was interesting when I started talking to some of my friends back in the States is they started looking at the pictures that we had here and they're like, oh my gosh, y'all have so much community in Lisbon. Y'all have so much community in Portugal. Y'all have so much community outside of the United States. Why is that? How is that?
Yeah.
Right? And so I would say that part of the reason for that is that we're all fish out of water. Okay. We all fish out of water, right? Because obviously, if you've got a bunch of African Americans in, other countries, then it's natural that we would start to, move towards each other, et cetera, and help each other out, right? But here's the other thing. I think in America, we have come entirely too dependent upon these platforms. And I talked about this Thursday and I'm reiterating it today because our next guest lives in Lisbon, Portugal, y'all. But more importantly, she decided to participate in this year's meetup. Our meetup is every June, the week of Juneteenth. So if you want to come for next year, block off the week of Juneteenth and you will be sure to participate in all of the activities. But she came last year and now she's here, she lives here. And she decided to participate in this year's meetup because she understood how important it was for her to meet other people last year who lived here, right? And helped pave her way. And she said some of the people that she met who lived here last year, she has kept in contact with and has helped her.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth out the way.
Definitely.
Right?
That's what we're here for.
And so I think it's really important not only to not depend on these platforms to keep us connected to community, right? But to also be proactive in making sure we make those connections face to face.
Yes.
Hey, y'all. My name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we tell the truth. We talk about your money. We talk about travel. We talk about life abroad. We help folks who look like us, Black folks, who are getting close to retirement age and forgot to plan, get their money straight so that they can retire on time or maybe even early.
Early is a good thing.
All right, sweetheart. What are we talking about today? Because you didn't hook stuff up right. I'm still trying to hook my stuff up.
It's been there sitting there waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what did you do?
See, I don't know.
You
I
hit
don't know.
something.
I don't know.
You opened music. She opened music program. It's like, what did you hit? Step away from the keyboard. There you go, baby. So
what are we talking about today?
we're talking about leaving the U.S. of A.
All right.
As a solo woman, Black woman.
All right. Because we get in the chat, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. But I'm 67 and I'm a single Black woman. You got a wife, you got a husband, you got a wife, what okay. So we're gonna we have been bringing you single people because actually most of the people who move here are single.
Yes.
Most of the folks who move here to Portugal are single. Yeah. So stop tripping and stop making excuses.
A lot of them are single women.
Yeah, most are single women. But we've got single men too.
Guys, we need to step up a little bit
We
more.
got some single men too.
Oh, we do. Yes.
Right? Some very good looking single men. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Some we've got some single men too of a certain age.
Okay.
Right? And so we don't want to hear any more excuses. And especially now that everything that we said in November and October of 2024 is coming to pass. Because, is it really interesting that I don't see all of those folks who are up in our comments talking all that yakety smackety that we were fear mongering about Project 2025. And here we are 60% into the execution of Project 2025. And I don't hear a word.
They're seeing it. They're living it. It's like, oh, that's what y'all were talking about.
I don't hear a word from those people who said we were fear-mongering. I don't hear a word. No. But thankfully, we still have folks. Who got a clue and who are moving, right? And who are getting out of Dodge. We have shown people how to get out of Dodge with $1,500, $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month, right?
Yeah.
It is not expensive as you think to get out of Dodge.
No, it's not.
All right. But first, if you're new to our channel, then you might not know. 2018?
Back a while ago.
Back in 2018-ish, Rick and I got a wake-up call. We were getting close to retirement age and we forgot to plan. But we looked at our finances. They looked crazy.
Did she say crazy? It was crazy. Really crazy. You said crazy, right? Did I say crazy? Crazy.
We looked at our finances and they look crazy. So we got our shit together. We got our financial shit together and we went from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth. Y'all, if we can do that,
you can do it.
You can do it too. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please, we know there's a lot of you lurking. We are trying to get to 100,000 because we realize that folks in our community really need this information.
They need the message.
Right? We've been talking to folks all weekend long. And here in Portugal from the United States, the folks from the United States. And they've been telling us some stories from folks that think that this is business as usual. That think that what's going on right now in the United States in the summer of 2025, that this shit is normal. This shit is not normal.
Not normal. It's not normal.
This shit is not normal. And if you Black Americans, African Americans, folks who look like us think that they're not coming after you.
Hey. Yeah. It's easy to look at a African American and say, you look kind of Haitian to me.
Right.
Where's your papers at?
Right. So look, on our Substack, I'm going to share the video of Trump Ain't Like Us because that's some funny stuff. That is some funny stuff. But so we're going to have fun over on the Substack. But right now, all of you who are naysayers, all of you who are making excuses, and all of you who are saying, yeah, but some of you got the money and you've got 1,000 excuses about why each country will not work for you and you expect perfection. I'm looking at you. You know who you are. You know who you are. And you've got yeah, but, for every single country. but no yeah buts for Trump's country. So we are going to bring on a woman who was so brave, right? Fearless and tenacious to get here on her own without the help of no man. Because y'all think, even my auntie said, oh yeah, that's nice for you, Halisi, but you married a rich man.
Forgot to tell me I was rich.
You forgot to tell me as well. Forgot to tell me as well. Where the money at? where the money at? Oh my God. Hey Serena,
Hey,
how are
Serena,
you?
welcome.
Hello.
Good to see you. So you got SL. Are you on the down low?
No, that's just always said my name.
Okay.
SL.
So should we call you SL?
No, Serena's fine.
Okay.
Serena. Yeah.
All right. So let's go. We're gonna let you introduce yourself because we barely introduced you. All right. So we're gonna let you introduce yourself, and then we'll say hello to the folks who are in the chat. So go for it.
My name is Serena Lloyd. I'm 60 years old. I'll be 61 in a little over a month. I moved here in December of last year, and I am living my best life. I'm loving it. I found my tribe. This is my year of yes. That's why I agreed to be on your show, even though I'm really nervous. But my year of yes.
I love it.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it. And so the first time I heard of the year of yes was when I think I saw a TED talk with Grimes. What's her name? Sandra Grimes.
Sandra Grimes.
Our girl, right?
Yeah.
Our prolific
Yeah.
television executive producer. And she talked about the year of saying yes. Now, she was dealing with her kids because if you are a showrunner of 3, 4, 5, even one show in Hollywood, you have neglected some folks.
Yes.
So she was talking about it in terms of her kids, but you decided to do the year of yes. And what was that about?
It's about just being adventurous, being a little bit brave, pushing past my fears and hesitations and boundaries. Um, yeah, you know, when I decided to move to Portugal, some people asked me if I was afraid, and I thought about all the people in the U.S. When we're talking about the U.S. In time to leave, and I thought about all the people who immigrants who came to the U.S. and they didn't have half the resources that I have. They didn't know the language, some of them, um, and and I would explain to people if they could do that, why can't I? I'm fortunate. I'm blessed. What is there to fear? Um, that would be fear. That I would be afraid of.
Right?
But this is gravy. So yeah.
It's kind of funny because like you're absolutely right. When we think about the typical immigrant to the United States, right? We think of somebody in desperate straits,
Right.
right? And who ain't got no money,
Right.
showed up with the clothes on their back and maybe a knapsack, right?
Right.
And somehow when we talk about moving abroad, when we talk to Black folks about moving abroad, why do they envision themselves that way, although they're not living that way in the United States right now?
Right.
Right? Like I remember talking to a professor, if you watching Professor, we know who you are, who went from like $700,000 in the bank to homeless in 2 sentences. And it's like, baby, you managed to accumulate $700,000
Mm.
between your IRA, your 401k, your 403b, your whatever, right?
Mhm.
And you said, and she thought that if she quit her job, that within a year she would she would
Be
go through
broke.
that whole $600,000 to $700,000 and be homeless within a year. Right?
Yeah, it's once you decide that you want it, all the fears kind of go away. And Black women have always been really resourceful,
Yes, we
so
have.
it's I have those shoulders to stand on. So it's not as scary as people might imagine. The
Exactly.
fear is all in your head. There's some things you have to plan. You have to, you know, consider what it is you need, what it is you want. But the fear is mostly just in your head.
And does not necessarily. And okay, so I'm gonna give a quote from one of my favorite movie. Well, no, one of my least favorite movies, but one of my favorite quotes. This is a Will Smith movie that he did with his son. It could have been so great of a movie, but it so was not. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was like
Something Earth.
something Earth, and it was sci-fi.
Yeah.
But you remember that
After Earth.
movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you start drinking the Kool-Aid, people. But there was a great quote, and he said, "Fear is imagining a future that does not yet exist." Fear is imagining so some writer said that. And Will Smith, by the way, he's genius. Even though he's a little bit of an asshole, it looks like, but he still is a genius. I don't know who wrote this. I don't know if he wrote it. I don't know if somebody else, if another writer wrote it, but he said, fear is an imagining a future that does not yet exist, which means it may never exist. But you're afraid right now for something that may never even happen.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't that sound crazy?
Yes. And it's easier to imagine the fear, what might happen in a negative way. But it's just as easy to imagine good things. It's a choice you're making.
Hmm.
That part, that part, that part right there. So tell us why you decided to leave the United States.
I always knew I would leave the United States. Um, life gets in the way. Um, but I always knew I would leave the United States. I didn't necessarily know where. I always envisioned myself on the beach in the Caribbean. Um,
Mm.
Part of the reason why I'm not on the beach right now is because of global warming. That was one of my considerations. Where could I move where I might lessen the chance of maybe mm, severe hurricanes or what have you? Because life is life. You never know what's going to happen. Um, but doing my research and visiting places, Lisbon I love, but I always knew I would leave the U.S. I didn't want, you know, as fortunate as I am being able to leave, life's heavy in the U.S., especially now. If
Mm.
I hadn't been thinking of leaving, I definitely would have after this past year.
Right, right.
Yeah. So, but I always knew I would leave. Yeah.
So was Portugal the first place you thought of? Was there another place that you had in mind that could move to?
Yeah. I thought of other places. I love Costa Rica. Um, and I thought that maybe I might would have moved to Costa Rica. Um, but once the first time I visited Lisbon, it really shot up high on my list. And
What?
then go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And then making the connections with the people here, that the community. I mean, I found my tribe here, and it's like we've known each other our whole lives. Um, so that really, I don't have the words to describe, and I tell them all the time how much they add to my life
Mm.
being here, getting to know them as friends. And again, the year of yes, like some people I've met just by saying yes, somebody might invite me somewhere and I'll go. And then you meet this incredible person, and then you talk, and then you hang out together, and all of a sudden you have a whole new friend. Um, so I met people at Rum and Tickles. I met people just going to Sunday brunch, which we do regularly. So yeah, the community here is part of what makes Portugal so special for me.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. And I okay, we've got some comments. And I think that's the part that people don't realize. And somebody was asking me, "Oh, my son." Because he wants to move. And he was talking about, okay, we're going to say hello to the folks who are in the chat. So we'll say hello first to our members and then to everyone else. If you've got a question, if you got a comment or question that you would like us to put on screen, please put a Q in front of it. But anyway, I was talking to him earlier and of course asking him, so when you gonna leave? Because I want him out from danger. I want him out from up under because I know how this is going to go down, right? And he's got locks down to his waist. So don't he look like he's from Haiti? Doesn't matter that our people have been here and have sacrificed for that country for 400 years. That doesn't matter, right?
For sure.
So I want him out to the out. That's what I do know. So okay, all right, we're gonna say hello to the folks who are in the chat, and while we are doing that, I want you to think about what were the key factors as to why you left the United States. So
Okay.
think about that
Okay.
while we say hello to Badia.
Hey, Badia.
Hey there, good to see you. Cheryl, PhD, is in the house,
Hey,
and of
hey.
course, Karen
Karen
Louise.
Louise in
Greetings.
Canada.
Oh, you're in
She's in
Canada.
Canada, Montreal.
Cool. Yeah, it should be pretty warm up there right now, right? You shouldn't be getting the cold, right, Dr. Sanji?
Hey, Dr.
Um,
Sanji.
Shanora is in the house.
Sonora.
Hey, Wanda, good to see you. GMAC is in the house.
CK. Hey,
Ailey,
Lee.
CK, CK was just talking to us in the chat earlier today. So all of you who are members, we chitty chat before our live. Um, an hour before our live, we
Yeah.
chitty chat with everyone who is an Our Black Utopia YouTube channel member. You can join the membership. If you're on a phone, it looks a bit weird. I don't know where it is. But if you're on a laptop or an iPad or something like that, it should be under the chat. All right. So CK is in the house. Allison is in the
Hey,
house. And of
Allison.
course,
Action VJ.
family, Action VJ. Hey, Cynthia, good to see you. Sammer, SL is in the
Hey,
house. You
hey.
got another SL, Serena. Hey, Valerina, good to see you. Helen is in the
Helen.
house. Tana
Tana
Rose is
Rose.
in the house. Double T, and of course, LaRonda, Miss House Sitter, Kay
Kay
Stewart,
Stewart.
and Killer
Killer
Queen.
Queen.
TS, we love you all. We love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And so, all right, we're going to get back to it. Oh, wait, Wanda, thank you so much. Thank you for the super sticker. Fabulous $10 goes to our scholarship fund. 100% of our scholarship money goes to Beyond the Bling, our uh, um, financial independence program for late bloomers. And so 100% of the money goes to our scholarship fund. If you need a scholarship, you don't have to, hey, double T, you don't have to beg. You don't have to tell us your story or do none of the stuff that is just ridiculous. If you ask for it, we're going to assume you need it, okay? Because this is community and we treat each other with love and respect,
Definitely.
right?
Yes.
And so if you ask, we're going to assume you need it. And if we've got it, we'll give it to you.
We got you.
Period. The end. Just
Yeah.
send us an email. Information is in on our homepage or in the description below. All right. Let's see if there's anybody else that we missed. Creative Flavor, Tanya Brooks, Bonita. All right. They don't ban hackers, right?
Yeah.
Talking about YouTube. They don't ban hackers. They don't. They just ban people. Like, I remember when I was doing the politics things. For those of you who have been following us for a while, you know I used to do politics. And so for the organization that I volunteered for, I had to get a professional business profile so
Yeah.
that I could buy ads because we were a political organization. Now, if we were like, I don't know, Halisi and Rick's floral house, it would have been easy. We wouldn't have had to do all of that. But because they didn't do the right thing in the first place, they punish everybody else.
Right.
Because they toppled governments back in the day, they punish everybody else. So I had to give these MFs a copy of my passport. And then they sent a letter to our house in the United States. I'm marking your questions as I tell the story. Then they sent a letter to our house in the United States with a pin, right? And so then when I logged in to try and activate this business account, I had to use that pin number. So they have already figured out that I am who I say I am and that I've done all of this stuff to do what I need to do. And yet I get banned. So,
I'm going to grab some water while you're.
okay. So Rick's going to go grab some water. I am marking the questions and, oh, wow. I'm seeing a lot of new names. Joseph Eubanks. Good to see you. Lenora. Good to see. Hey, Marilyn. Good to see you. All right. I know I'm slow today, y'all. This, it's interesting because we went to what's today? Sunday. Friday we had Friday Sangria. Serena was there. And I put in our group because we have our own little WhatsApp group, right, Serena? As well as there's a women's WhatsApp group, there's a men's WhatsApp group, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's always going to be something that's going on. And I put in there, oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, let's meet this week because I've had a crappy week. And don't you know, everybody chimed in with what's going on and texted me personally and et cetera, et cetera. And thank you, Samercell SL, for the super sticker. Of course, this goes to our scholarship fund, 100%. Hey, Diane. All right, I've marked them all. I think I've marked them all. All right. So we're gonna get to their questions, but first. So what was the thing? When did you decide and why that you needed to leave the United States?
I always knew I was going to leave. I saw the direction the political situation was heading, but mostly I was just tired. I was tired of the bullshit. Hope I can say that on your channel.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is the only life that I have. And I wanted to just enjoy more of it. And I know that in the United States, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Right. Right.
And so I just, yeah, I was tired and I wanted to.
But the average person does not think of leaving the United States, Serena.
Mhm,
Right? Like the average person says, I'm tired. I need a new job. I'm tired. Maybe I should retire. I'm tired. Like
Maybe I
maybe I
should
should
live
take
in
a
a different state. Move
maybe
to a
I should
different
move to a
state.
different state. Maybe I should go back down south where my people are, right? I'm
mhm,
tired. Maybe I just need a vacation. Maybe I
mhm,
need maybe I need to take some mental health days,
mhm,
right? Right? These are the normal things that go through people's minds.
mhm,
But you didn't say none of that. You
mhm.
said, I'm leaving this country.
Having traveled some, I knew that other people didn't live the way we live. Um, United States is a crazy place. There's the myth of the U.S. and then there's the actuality. They don't care about us. They don't take care of us, the government, in the way that a government should, which is the only reason for a government to exist. We don't have health care. Our education system is shit. Um, yeah, it's all about the god of the U.S. is money. That's not really a basis for a fulfilling life, for the kind of spiritual development that you need to have a good life. It's just not. So I knew that I had to leave to feel a kind of joy for life. Um, yeah, I just had to. There was no option to stay in the U.S. and to be able to experience life in the way that I'm experiencing it now.
It's oh, thank you, Bonita. Thank you. It's interesting what you said and the way you said it. Okay, wait, let me think about what before I clicked on Bonita. I wasn't trying to click on Bonita. Let me remember what I was trying to think of. You know, I don't I I truly don't think that the majority of people think about what they truly, truly want out of life. I think what they think about is what they think they should want out of life. That's number one, right? And
Hmm.
then America, like when we think about countries, let's just think about the countries that you know in Europe.
Hmm.
Let's think about the countries that you know in Africa and the countries that you know in Asia.
Hmm.
Which of those countries were started for capitalism?
Right, the U.S.
Right? Like you said something that was very interesting. Like France does not exist because capitalism necessarily. Like, right? Like France does not exist because some people got kicked out of their country of birth because they were not good enough.
Right,
Hmm.
right,
Hello. Right?
right.
And so we as the descendants of warriors, as the descendants of royalty, as the descendants of those who were brave and who fought, are now tossed into a country with the losers of their country.
Yeah,
They're bringing their best and their brightest. Really? Really? Because the last time I checked, America was founded by people who should have been in prison in Britain.
yeah,
And yet we are trying to get the approval of these people.
yeah.
And we've based our whole lives around the ancestors of criminals being the default
Right, right. And it was a capitalist enterprise from the very beginning.
from the very
Mhm.
beginning because it was
Yeah,
never supposed to include poor white people.
Nope.
right.
It was never supposed to include them. But they were goofy enough to buy into the bullshit. So that's whatever. But we never did.
Yeah.
Right? We never
Yeah.
did. And so I don't know about you, but I never truly felt American. Maybe when I was like
You didn't know no
7
better.
years old and under.
Yeah.
But by the time I was 10, mm-mm,
Yeah.
I knew.
And as a African American, it's easier, I think, to discern that what they profess is not what they practice. Liberty and justice for all has never been true for us.
Yeah, no. And it is amazing how many people of color moved to the United States and bought into the bullshit and didn't listen to us. They're like,
Yeah.
It's a lot of people of color still living in other countries still buy into the bullshit.
well, yeah,
That's
but
true.
they're not having to put up with
They're
Trump.
not having to.
They're not
No.
having to put up with Trump putting them in a concentration camp.
Right. Until you let them know that. This is what to expect if you come up
We
here.
told them, MF said, did we
Yeah,
not tell them, Serena?
they got the
We told them.
FAFO.
We told them.
They got the
We told them.
FAFO, just like all the Cubans and stuff had to find out.
Yes.
And they're
You
still
know,
finding out.
Latinos for Trump and all that
But there's too many
craziness.
black folks for Trump as well.
Oh
There's
yeah.
too many
Yeah.
black folks for Trump as well.
Well, they're gonna always be the Yazzle balls.
Yeah, I meant to ask in our little chitty chat earlier with our members if anybody had any black MAGA in their family. So I'm gonna put you on the spot, Serena. Do you have any black MAGA in your family?
Not that I know of. Yeah. Not in my immediate family, siblings, children. No. But, some extended members is possible, but not that I know of. No.
Nobody who shows up with the green bean casserole. Nobody who shows up with the potato salad.
No. But having moved here from Austin, from Texas, I've worked with some, but nobody in my family that I know of.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay. So what were the major obstacles internally as a single black woman did you need to conquer in order to make this move?
The major one was knowing that I was going to be thousands of miles away from I have twins. They're adults, but thousands of miles away from my offspring. Um, Other than that, once I made up my mind, I really didn't have a fear about moving, about being away. Because again, you're leaving a shithole country. What is there to be afraid of? I mean,
Right?
it was once I made a decision, it's kind of like when I made a decision because I retired last year on my birthday and I said, I'm going to be out of here. And once I made the decision, because that's a decision that you agonize over a little bit. And then once you make the decision, it's like, why didn't I do this a long time ago? Everything else drops away. So it's kind of like that when I decided to leave. It's like, I'm going to do this and whatever happens, happens. I can deal with it. I'm resourceful. I'm resilient. I'm intelligent. I'm going to make it work. So, yeah, the hardest part was just knowing I was going to be that far away from my family.
Yeah, that part is a little bit tough. And that's why I said to my son earlier today, so when you move in,
Yeah.
and he didn't have the same answer that he had when we first moved here.
Okay.
So that was good.
Progress. Yeah.
So that was good, right, Wanda? That was good. So thank you again, Wanda.
Thank you, Wanda.
I'm gonna okay. My husband's Facebook got hacked and nothing. Mine got hacked and they did not a thing about it. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like People get hacked and they don't do shit.
Don't care.
But you trying to do your business and they ban you. It's baloney. It's baloney. And so I'm on a mission, y'all. Y'all know I'm on a mission. The first mission is for every free thinking black person to move out of the United States. The other thing is for every free thinking black person to get off of Facebook and Meta as much as you can.
Yeah.
They do not deserve us.
They don't.
I don't know about how they treat everybody else, and that's not my business. That's not my. I stay in my lane. My lane is black folks, and all I know is that they do not deserve us. And since we are the ambassadors and the creators of pop culture globally, they don't need to be scraping our data. They don't need to be scraping our data. They don't need to be seeing that we're sharing the Lincoln Project's Trump ain't like us. Trump ain't like us. They don't need to see it.
But the question everybody's going to ask is, where should we go?
We need to create our own spaces.
And some people will say that, what is it? Isaac Hayes III's.
Yeah.
What is the name of it? I can't remember the name.
So
of it.
just because Isaac Hayes III is a misogynist does not mean that we should not create our own spaces.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's yeah, but. Okay, yeah, but us into non-existence. I mean, I don't know. What do you want me to solve the world's problems? No, I don't know. All I know is we need to get off Facebook. That's what I do know. Now, somebody else can figure out where we need to go. But I'm telling you, we need to stop depending upon these things to create our communities. Because Serena was just talking about coming here. One of the reasons why she came here was because of community. Tell them about the community here, Serena.
Oh my God. It's amazing that, and I think a lot of it has to do with just like minded folks, people who are adventurous. There's some similarities in personality traits, maybe, but there are all kinds of people here, and everybody is just so giving. People have really helped me. Questions: how do I, where do I go to do this? How, help me figure out whatever it might be. And then just so much joy. We hang out and go. We go to concerts in the park. We go to see concerts in the, a theater. We go to movies. We've been going to the movies every Monday, a group of us. We go to Sunday brunch every Sunday. We do the Sangria Fridays. We just go and explore. Hey, I don't know much about this neighborhood. Let's go over there and just walk around. Um, the community is amazing. How giving. It's just an amazing.
I love hearing this. I love hearing this. And for the so originally, our original plan was to have Serena and our other friend Bobby on together as two Black single females, moving, to Portugal, as they are, and but Bobby be out in them streets.
Bobby be gone.
Bobby be out in them streets. I can't find where she at.
You got to make an appointment.
Where's she at?
You got to make an appointment.
Where's she at? Like she came here. Okay, this is what she told us day 3. Because she landed, she got to sleep. Then the next day she unpacked. And then day 3, I moved there. I moved here, Halisi, because of you and Rick. We ain't seen her since. I thought you would. I invited you to beach day. You ain't here. I invited Friday to Sangria. You ain't here.
Yeah.
You right? You're out in them streets.
All
You
the
guys
time.
met, right? So, and I don't know, so she met, and I'm looking at the videos now and seeing who was walking with whom and da 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 da, and all of the pre-meetup videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, so y'all done just hooked up with each other and made friends and made those connections and everything else. And I'm taking credit for all of it. I'm be like Stephanie and Rashida.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm taking credit. I told Rick, I said, we're connectors. We be connecting folks.
You are. And conductors of the overground railroad. Yes.
Yes. So for those of you like, okay, so Serena, we replanted. So Serena gave us a plant. And she didn't know that I'm trying to bring life into this house. And so Rick replanted it into a bigger um, bucket or
Pot.
pot,
Okay.
and we added some more, of the soil and all of that.
Yeah.
Or I didn't add shit. Rick added some some more soil and food and all of that, and it's thriving and getting bushier and
That's
everything
great.
else.
Great.
And that is what is analogous to our lives here, right? We come here with stunted roots
Yep. Yep.
because we've bought into the bullshit of Black excellence,
Yep.
rugged individualism,
Yep.
American superiority and exceptionalism,
Mm.
right? That America was founded on a Christian foundation or some bullshit like that, right?
Yep.
That you got to work twice as hard and be twice as smart and just to get, half, all of that stuff stunted our roots, stunted our growth. And then we replant ourselves
Yes.
in another place,
Yeah.
right? And then we water it with new community and new culture and new habits and new foundations, and we grow. So tell us, I'm going to say this, and this is my last question, and then I'm going to get to y'all's questions. How have you grown since you've been here?
I can breathe. I wake up, I have an amazing view of the river. Um, I wake up, I take my little cup of coffee out there. Sometimes I actually get up and I'm still taking pictures. It's still incredible to me that I get to wake up and see the sunrise over this incredible view. But I go and I start my day leisurely, intentionally. I move with intention to have peace and experience joy in my life. I don't feel burdened. I'm not worried about, it's funny the things that you worried about in the US. Money was always uppermost on your mind. Do I have enough? There was never a feeling of abundance. So I'm cultivating a feeling of abundance. And it's not about things, it's about being in the moment, it's
Mm.
about experiences. Um, so I'm tending the garden of me.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
just moving with purpose towards joy, always towards joy. I just feel really full spiritually, emotionally. Um, yeah,
I don't know if we give enough credit to peace.
I don't think so.
Like, what's the price that you can put on that,
Right, right,
right? What is
yeah,
the price that you put on that? I
right.
don't know. Every time I leave the country, I print 2 copies of my whole contact list and take one with me. It's what we got to do. Leave the other one with a family member, right? Can't trust you will always have access to technology. So these things are what modern day organizers tell protesters.
Mhm.
Like back in the day, we had numbers memorized. So when my father and my mom were protesting, they didn't they didn't have to write somebody's phone number. You'd write your attorney's phone number on your wrist. But you didn't have to write a family members because we had all of that memorized,
Yeah.
right? And I did not grow up in the time when we had like 3 Delta 4 ABC or whatever.
Had the letters and
Letters, and I'm young. I'm too young for that. But I do remember having to have them 7 digits memorized for auntie, for uncle, for mama and daddy's work as a latchkey kid and everything else. Right? And so, yeah, I mean, with what's going on in the United States today, you need to have all of your stuff. Thank you again, Sammers. Thank you again. Okay, so Valerina says, I think for me, it was not about forgetting to plan, but more about not knowing I needed to have a plan. You guys have been so helpful for me in the planning right now. Thank you,
thank you.
Valerina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, because our parents didn't know. I don't know about you, Serena, but my parents never sat me down and said, okay, let's talk about how you plan for your retirement. Did your
Right.
parents?
No, not at all.
Right? Let's plan for a time when you don't work.
Right.
No.
Because I think they thought they were going to work until they fell over.
Right. And even back then, more people probably had a pension. Companies
Yeah.
were actually paying pensions.
Back then you
They
worked
didn't do
30,
that.
40 years for a company.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing. Even my parents were of the age where working for a company for 30 to 40 years and getting that pension was like, okay, there were some people who did, but there were a lot who couldn't.
Yeah.
And my dad, got caught up in the McCarthy communist bullshit. So he lost his security pass, and all of that stuff, and lost his job. So even someone who was born of the silent generation did not necessarily have that stuff guaranteed, especially if they were Black. And
Right.
don't get into no good trouble.
Right. Right.
Right, as the late congressman said, don't get into no good trouble. I love what Halisi said last week. Someone has to be first. Someone does have to be first, right, in your family. And
Yep.
so, what have your family members said besides your twins?
I've always talked about it, so it wasn't really a surprise for them. And because I generally try to do what it is that I say I'm going to do and what I plan, they weren't really surprised. Um, More extended family, where it's funny because some people acted as if Portugal was like on the other side of the moon.
Right.
Like it's not that far away.
Right, like you were moving to Timbuktu.
Yeah, it wasn't like you're going to Thailand or something like that, Australia, New
Yeah.
Zealand on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
I bet you they would have probably been more supportive of you saying you were moving to Australia because they speak English and they're white.
Right.
And you learned more about Australia than you did Portugal.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's
learned
true.
about Spain, but we didn't learn about
That's true.
Portugal.
That's true.
It's like, oh, what's that piece of land right next door?
I think so many people just don't imagine anything different. They don't imagine leaving the US because a lot of people, without even realizing it, have bought into that whole greatest country on the earth kind of thing.
Right,
So
exactly.
it was like, but why aren't you afraid? That was the question I got a lot. Again, not from my immediate family, but more extended family. Because what I did is I kind of did a tour and I went and visited all my uncles because they're older, my aunts, and to make sure that, I had a chance to just see them and speak with them and let them know how much I care about them. And, life being life, you never know.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was strange, some of the reactions that I got from other people. But my immediate family, they weren't really that surprised. Yeah.
And the older uncles and aunties and stuff.
Some of them were really happy. The ones that had left the country before had been places were like, yeah, I'm glad you're leaving.
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe like I wish that maybe I had left when I was younger. And the ones who hadn't really been out of the country were a little more trepidation.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
All things pertaining. Malcolm X. White liberal differs from white conservative. Both want power. Yep. But white liberal pose as the Negro's friend, while white conservatives aren't friends either, but they don't try to hide it. Yeah, I don't know if that's an exact quote, all things pertaining, but yes, both he and Martin Luther King said that the white liberal is the black person's biggest enemy,
Yeah.
right? And we've seen that. Unfortunately, we've seen, thoughts and prayers. This makes me very uncomfortable. I'm really upset about this. And then you vote the same way you always did. Just shut up. Folks, just shut up. We need to vote all these MFs out.
Yep.
Except for about a handful. And I mean a handful, 2 hands full. And that's it. I probably could have fingers left over. So less than 10 should keep their jobs. Because if I haven't heard of you, you ain't doing enough.
You ain't doing nothing.
It's true.
Well, I can't say nothing, but I'm saying not enough. Because you need to be raising hell right now with what's going on. And I'm just glad. I don't know about you, Serena, but aren't you glad you're not there in the United States of America?
So glad. Every
Right?
day. So
Right?
good. Yes.
Like when I hear them talking about, oh, well, taxes this and taxes that, I'm like, not me. I mean, even though we have to file,
Yeah.
I don't live there. So I
Right.
got to file. But their rules today say I ain't got to pay if I have to pay here.
Right.
And I'd rather pay 40% in Portugal to go to the Social Security and the universal health care and the schools here than pay a dime in the United States to go to round up Black and brown folks
Right.
and dismantle democracy, right?
Right.
Seriously. So Marion says, is there a country's side to Portugal?
Mm-hmm.
I visited Lisbon, and although I appreciate the city, I'm really a nature girl.
There's plenty of nature.
So Marion, like Marilyn, once you leave the city by 15 to 20 minutes in either direction, you're almost in the country.
Yeah. There's plenty of country.
Right? Like there is a natural park within the city of Lisbon that is 10 times the size of Central Park. And it's hilly. And you can hike and get lost in there. It's so big. It's huge. It's huge. And it goes from the hill to the river. So, and that's in Lisbon proper. And then if you go out to even to Cascais, in between Cascais and Sintra is rural as far as I'm concerned.
Sintra is, yeah.
Right? Because Sintra is a small town.
Right. So
even though it's got all the pretty castles, it's still just a small town.
Everything surrounded is hilly and
small
woodsy.
Town.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's only 2 cities in the country of Portugal, and that's Porto and Lisboa. Everything else by American standards is a town. Now they can call it a city, but it's a town. As far as I'm concerned. I'm going to get some shit for that, Serena. Yeah, Palisi, it's about 76 degrees here in Montreal today. Beautiful weather for a change. Wow, that is perfect weather. That is perfect weather. Not too hot, not too cold. That is at like 75, 73 to 76 is my perfect weather. If I could live in a place that was that wet, that temperature every day, I might have to do that. You can contest it. John did, and he was back on the next day. I contested it, and they said, "Yeah, that's nice." No. So I'll contest this. I'll contest my dad, but I don't have great hopes because it's not like somebody else tried to get me out. Like somebody else said, "Oh, she's doing this or she's doing that."
Mm.
It wasn't that. It's AI. It's AI saying, "You've been dormant. Why all of a sudden you saying something?" And here's the kicker. He's dead. So it's not like I can say he's here, he's a real person. He dead. So I just it pisses me off, but I know that God will make sure that everybody gets the information to be at his memorial that needs to be at his memorial, right? Um, and this gives me fodder to say, Black people, Facebook does not deserve all of your Black brilliance, just like the United States doesn't. And we need to get off of Facebook. We need to download all of our files, make sure we've got emails and phone numbers for every single person in our Facebook contacts that we want to have continued contact with, because everybody on there ain't necessarily a friend, even though they friended us, right? Right. Make sure you have all of that information, because you never know. And this is Zuckerberg's Facebook. This ain't Halisi's Facebook. This ain't Rick's Facebook. This
Nope.
ain't Serena's Facebook. This is Zuckerberg's Facebook, and what he says goes. And so I'm banned. And this is what I have to say to him. It's crazy. It's crazy, Patricia. It's a mess and it's crazy. And I just praise God that I was able to download 90% of all of the pictures that people had posted to send to me before they kicked me off. So I'm just trying to look at the positive after I, threw a tantrum today. Thank you, Bonita. Thank you. Thank you again. You are so kind. You are so kind. And I know Dennis is going to chime in. If Dennis hasn't already given, then that means he's going to give in the comments, because he does every single time. And every single penny, 100% of all donations go to our scholarship fund for Beyond the Bling.
Yes.
That is our financial freedom program for late bloomers like Rick and myself. Everything that we learned to go from negative 22,000 to 1.1 million in net worth is in that program. Y'all, it ain't rocket science. It's not. You can watch the videos for free and get all of the information. You can listen to your grandmama and get all of the information. But if you want a shortcut, Beyond the Bling is our financial freedom program. Our plan A is to move in mid-2026 to a no tax state first. Okay. Listen to what PK Jack is saying. Then move to Portugal in the fall. But if it gets crazier, we're out. What do you guys think about this plan? I think September is a great, it's, wait, did you say September? Oh, mid 2026.
Mid 2026.
Oh, this time next year. For everybody watching, I believe that you should apply. If you want to move to Portugal, I believe that you should apply for residency this year. As we were talking to our folks last year, and Serena, if your situation was a little different, chime in. But okay, you need at least, so you apply. Now you got 2 to 3 months before you get an answer. Once you get an answer, you got 4 months to get in country. So minimum, you've got 6 months from the day you have your appointment to get here.
Yep.
All right. And so why am I saying this? Why am I saying do it now? Because things change every single day. And if there's an opportunity
to be grandfathered in,
right, to be grandfathered into something, whatever it is,
take advantage of it.
You want to be grandfathered in. Okay. Yeah, we've told y'all, When we first started looking at Portugal, we had we what it was like you didn't need a
You didn't need a
lease,
lease, a year lease, and the tax was zero tax
0% taxes for 10
for
years. You
10
didn't need a
years.
lease. You still needed a NIF and a bank account. You did not need to have um, uh, 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 insurance.
Insurance, no.
All this stuff changed in between us saying, "Oh yeah, Portugal," and then pulling the trigger. Serena, when did you say, "Oh yeah, Portugal"?
Uh, when I came last to your last Our Black Utopia meetup,
Okay, so
and
last year.
talking to people, that kind of solidified Portugal for me. But yeah, last year around June,
Okay, yeah.
and then I was here by December. Yeah.
See, there you go. And so what has changed since Serena's been here? So what changed right before was they got rid of the tax situation and they changed the tax situation. And now since she's been here and since we've been here, they're contemplating changing the amount of time that it takes to gain citizenship. So what we're hoping is that they grandfather folks in so that Rick and I can apply for Portuguese citizenship in 2 years. And Serena should be able to apply for Portuguese citizenship in 4 years to 5 years if they do it the right way. It's not my country. Tried all that. It didn't fix the, okay, self-employment helped some, but dealing with the rest is still exhausting. I feel like I'm coming in on the middle of a conversation, baby. You got to give us more than that. Um, but self-employment and multiple streams of income is mandatory in 2025. Unless you're a couple of a year or two away from retirement pension, government pension, or something like that from from a source that you don't think is going to disappear. They're like anybody who is still trying to say like one stream of income is not a good look. It's just
No.
it's naive in today's world. So I don't know what I was talking about, but I know you're right, Allison. Because whoever it was probably some colonized way of thinking, right? Whether it is the Africans who don't understand what we have given to the world as far as culture goes, right? And thought that they could take over the Essence Fest and make changes and we wouldn't know and make it more African centric instead of African American centric. This is what I heard. I wasn't there, y'all. I wasn't there, but this is what I heard, right? That is a colonized way of thinking as well, right? They're like, oh, no black people stepped up to buy it, or no African Americans stepped up to buy it, right? So we stepped up to buy it. So they should just go for what we give them. So that would be no. That would be no. We can do, look, we got a lot of opportunity to spend our money a lot of different ways, right? We do not have to stay put. Y'all, you guys are not ball and chained to the United
No, you're not.
States. Don't let your age, don't let your gender, don't let your marital status, and don't let the money keep you ball and chained to the United States.
Everything is figure outable when it can be figured out.
Yep.
Exactly. I wouldn't have thought about leaving the country if I had not been hit with some extremely difficult and painful things. And it shouldn't take that. Lenore, I'm sorry that you had to go through that. It should not take that for us. But we have bought into the America is the best country on earth stuff,
There's no other country like it.
right? Things that happen back to back, right? I'm happy to be here in Merida, Mexico. We're happy for you. Yes. And Merida is better off for it. So maybe we will see you when we're in Mexico. There he is.
Hey, Dennis.
There he is. Folk act like living abroad is moving to a new planet, right? Right? They also come up with lame excuses. I can't give up Costco, or I like my SUV. The reason Americans need crap is to mask the pressure and real unhappiness
Unhappiness.
in their lives. Wow.
True.
You need to put that on a t-shirt, Dennis.
For real, for real. For real, y'all. For real, for real. For real, for real. Right? Are we using stuff and things, right, to numb the pain?
Yes.
Because we have allowed white to be the default, because we have allowed white Americans to be the default, and we are constantly comparing ourselves to them. And when we're not comparing ourselves to them, we're comparing ourselves to the Tyler Perrys of the world.
And stuff not only masks the pain, it also acts to try to fill that void. Because when your God is money, that's very empty spiritually. You can't fill yourself up with that. You can't. So it just remains a void, a hole you keep trying to fill by
Right.
buying more and more stuff.
I
Yeah.
truly, 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 truly believe, and it's interesting because I said this, and I don't think I had heard anybody else say it, but now I'm starting to hear people say versions of it. And that is that these billionaires have the sickness of the HGTV hoarder, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. I'm going to tell y'all, when Rick and I have cash money, over $1 million in cash money, not assets, but cash money on top of the assets, we ain't doing YouTube no more. Right? Like, enough is enough. How much is enough
Yeah.
for these people?
Yeah.
How much is enough? And to me, to be able to just chill with my husband and do this and that and go to the beach and hang out with friends, right? And take trips whenever I want. Not can't always fly first class. We had to use up all our points for that. Can't always fly first class. But if I had, $1 million or two in the bank, and we had what we had, and that was just the interest, yes, with that's first class too. That's first class too. But these people, they're never satisfied. And they are never satisfied, and they're never going to be happy until every single Black American is back on that damn plantation or in some kind of digital work. What do you call them? Sweat house. Is that what you call them? Sweat houses? Like they did to our brothers and sisters in Nigeria. And I don't know about you, Serena, but I ain't down with that.
No.
I'm not down with that. All right, let's see what other. So we said thank you, thank you, thank you to Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
And I'd finish on 12. Is that how we
I
pronounce
finish
it?
on 12.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And of course, we already said thank you to Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
Every single penny of our scholarship, of our donations, goes to our scholarship fund. All right. So we're going to let y'all go. I think we did the damn thing. No more YouTube channel. Halisi, they retire for real. Look, I mean, I'm talking yakety smackety, but I say that to say that if we continue to do YouTube, it will not, like, if we're doing this until the day we die, we will not be doing it out of desperation. We'll be doing it because we love y'all. And really, like, 80% of our new friends we met via YouTube, y'all. It's y'all. It's y'all.
Yeah.
You are our new friends and
You
family.
changed our lives.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. And so yeah, that's why I say like these people, these Bezos and stuff of the world and these Zuckerbergs of the world, like I feel so bad for them because I don't think that they have found the peace, Serena, that you found.
Right. And
Trying to be the first trillionaire. They're on the race to
right.
be the first trillionaire. And guess what? They can't take it with them.
Right.
Guess what else? Don't nobody care.
Don't nobody care.
And
Because
they're
they not
also living in fear. They're building those bunkers, and they're living in fear.
Exactly. Right
Oh,
there.
they're
That.
so living in fear.
Yeah,
They are so living in fear. And number one is because global warming is gonna kill
that's right.
them.
That's
They
right.
can't take it.
If
They
the
ain't got
people
no
don't,
melanin.
if the people don't come after them first,
Right.
because
If the people
they
don't kill them
yeah,
first, right? For
yeah,
being, and all they have to do, like all you have to do is be a good person. Because ain't nobody talking about Bill Gates.
right,
No, they're talking about, and he's a tech bro,
yeah,
but they're not talking about him because even his ex-wife, like both of them said, yes, 80% of our wealth we are giving away. We are giving it away. We do not need it because they realize to do otherwise is hoarding. We have allowed ourselves to buy into their way of thinking about us. Hello, hallelujah. They loathe us. Yes, they do. So we loathe ourselves. Yes, too many of us do. Too many of us do. And half of the people, I'm going to say it, I'm going to say it. Half of the people who don't want to be called African American don't want to be called African American because they're ashamed of having ancestors from the continent. I said it. Now, some of the other people that I know are biracial and triracial and stuff like that. And so I get it. But that ain't the majority, y'all. That ain't. All right, Allison, I think we have, hey, Marguerite, you're back. You're back. You're
Hey,
back. You're back.
Marguerite.
You're back. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Mindset is a precursor to progress. The feeling of financial security versus the objective facts regarding financial security, right? Like, are you truly financially secure? And I'm just going to tell you, Rick and I have lost 15% of our wealth. Why have we not gone up from 1.1 million in net worth? Because the dollar sucks. Because the dollar is going down right now. That's why, y'all.
Even Kendall chimed in and said, "Hey, Kendall, how you doing?"
Hey, Kendall, glad you're back.
You know,
All of these people, y'all, have been out in the international streets living their best lives because they realized that they could be as Black people, as Africans of the diaspora who are living in countries that have been colonized. They realized that leaving the creators of apartheid was the best thing that they could do.
sometimes that's what it takes. That's what it takes.
So, what do you want to leave them with, Serena?
what up? Hi, Marguerite. First, love her to death. Um, you know, I want to thank you too, because I've told you before, you played such a big part of me. Because sometimes you have to see things in order to know that you can do that thing. But I want to tell people, sometimes you have to save your own life. And don't be afraid to be your own hero. Write your own story. Nobody's coming to save you. Some people are there to help guide you, like you guys. But you have to be your own hero. Save your own life.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of the U.S.
Right, right.
Yes.
It's so
Yes.
worth it. I wouldn't change a thing. Thank
And
you.
you're so welcome. And it's not as hard as you think. It's not as
Right.
hard as you think, y'all. All right. It's not like moving state to state, but it's not as hard as you think. So if you need help with that, we got you. All right. We offer one on one coaching. That information is in the description below. We are creating a new community, our Facebook community, Fire Over 50. I'm banned from Facebook, so we're closing that down. We're moving that community, and we'll let you know where that community is going to be. If you're a DIY person and you got this, our Move Abroad toolkit in the description below is going to help you out. Right? That comes with some emails to walk you through it and everything you need to know to budget it, to create your timeline, and every single thing, how to research, all that information is in our Move Abroad toolkit. If you would like to support the channel,
Hey,
become a member.
become a member. Join us. Yeah.
Right? Every other Thursday, our Utopian legends join us on air to talk about whatever they want to talk about, whatever they want to talk about. And then every single Sunday, every single channel member has an opportunity. Y'all are all invited for a private Zoom. You guys are up in our bedroom with us. Well, not in our bedroom like that, but watching me get ready in our bedroom while he's in the studio, like that, chitty chatting, while we get ready to go live. And so ask us questions and all of that stuff.
And everything is open. Nothing is
Right?
taken off the table. We could talk about anything we want to talk
And
about.
we do. We act like this is a family group chat. We be in there talking about everything, Serena. Everything. So all of that information is in the description below. All things pertaining. Thank you
Welcome.
so much for becoming a new member. Welcome to our Black Utopia. And so if you need help with any of those things, that information is in the description below. Serena, thank you so much.
Thank you, Serena.
Thank you so much. So Serena was at the meetup last year, and she was already living here, where she came to the meetup this year to be an ambassador for Portugal, to be an ambassador for a single Black woman living abroad. And so all of the folks who came to visit and scout and this and that and the other, got an opportunity to talk to Serena, to talk to Bobby, and to talk to other folks who live here, right? Because and not just because Portugal's not for everybody, but the decision making and the process to move abroad is the same, no matter where you want to go, right? And the thought process that you got to go through is pretty much the same to get, especially as Black Americans, because we've been so brainwashed into believing the nonsense.
And we're going to have to track Bobby down and tie her up and, rope her into the studio.
And Bobby will be on August 3rd.
We already got the appointment set.
Yeah.
Play date.
I had to play with Bobby. She was talking about a month in advance. Bobby, where you at? Oh, we down here at the LX factory. We doing such and so with some people I ain't never even heard of. Like, okay, Bobby, do you, bro?
I love it.
Do you, right? And that's what it's all about.
Feeling the freedom to do the things.
That is what it's all about. Life is too short. It is too short to think that you have to work until you die. Life is too short to think you've got to put up with this madness, to think that you've got to be out there in them streets protesting and this and that. Pass that baton, y'all. Pass the baton. Pass the baton. Now is the time. When do we get to just live and be happy and have fun? Life should not be about permanent struggle. Life should be about building your own Black utopia. And with that, we'll see you on Thursday. Bye.